This is important. You guys stay for this radio broadcast. It's Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. It is 8:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is getting out of hand. Out of hand. Okay. It's escalating fast. And this is worth attention from everyone following any type of issues of civil rights, institutionalized prejudice. It's for anybody who knows about these issues, anybody who cares about these topics. If you're Black, of any type of color, if you're white, Hispanic, and when I say white, Hispanic, I mean, there's so many people that's mixed with white. So you got some type of color in you. Back in the days, it was if you was 2%, any type of Negro that you had in you, you was considered Black. But this is the type of country that we're going back to. So that means we're going to have to fight like our ancestors. That means we're going to have to fight, and we got to use modern day technology in order to fight, because these fools are really trying to bring it out of us. Now, first thing on the topic today, first of all, you guys are tuned into War Notes. My name is Pavi OG. I am your host, where we bring live, factual news every single day, God willing, as long as he gives me strength in life. I got a lot of things going on here, crime notes, living history. I'm a living historian, and I just have a whole bunch of things that you can get interested in. If, let's say you're not interested in this, maybe you're just interested in my book reviews. I'm a bookworm and an author too as well. So you might be interested in those things. Whatever the case may be, you got to stick in for this. Now, what's happening right now, there's a new residential community in Arkansas called Return to the Land and Group. End quote. A group of individuals they're creating a private whites only community, along with a requirement that residents, okay, hear this out now. This is Return to the Land. Now, listen, let me make this real clear now for folks who are white, Black, whatever you are. Let's make this real clear now. Us Black folks will have Black power. We have Black pride. We have Black Lives Matter. We have all of these things. However, none of our groups show hate towards people who are white. What we look for is true freedom, which we've never really truly received. Some folks assume, or some folks, they're real quick to talk about the social studies that they learned in school, and that was it. Then they'll talk about Abraham Lincoln. I got my co-host here in the background, baby Victor, of course. But they'll talk about Abraham Lincoln and, the basic things that they learn in school. But at the end of the day, we did not gain our freedom with Abraham Lincoln. That was just something scribbled on a piece of paper. We had folks that were in slavery up until still the 60s and the 70s. If you didn't know, now you know. I have schooled you. There were still folks in slavery picking cotton down south until the 60s, because our folks, unfortunately, weren't allowed to read, all of us. So a lot of folks didn't even know that they were still in slavery and that emancipation was even signed, okay, until the late 60s, 70s, and some folks was barely getting off the plantation down south. So while other people was living free, supposedly free, quote unquote free, since the emancipation, it's a lie. They still had folks in slavery until the 60s that were not schooled, and nobody told them and nobody gave a damn about them to say, you know what? You all are free to leave the plantation. So now continue. And this is what's happening now in 2025. That's why I say don't click out of this video. So if you didn't know, right now in Arkansas, there's a new residential community in Arkansas. See, this is the difference between the white groups and the Black groups. The Black groups don't show hate to the white groups, but the white groups like the KKK and all of them, just like KKK Levitt, all of these KKK groups and all these white supremacist groups is all about hating the Black man, lifting up the white man. Our Black groups are saying lift up Black people, lift up everybody. Okay. Now, there's a new residential community in Arkansas called Return to the Land. So they're a group of individuals, and they're creating a private whites only community, along with the requirement that residents be heterosexual in rural. This is Ravenden, Ravenden, Arkansas, called Return to the Land. Okay. It's spanning 160 acres in the Ozark Mountains. Okay. It currently hosts a few dozen full-time residents. This is Return to the Land now. It's an all-white thing. Okay. It's not an all-people thing. It's an all-white thing. Okay. Supposedly in Arkansas, not supposedly, this was happening in Arkansas. Applicants must go through a screening, an in-person interview. They must go through a criminal background check. Okay. A detailed ancestral history and even photographs of relatives. And if you don't have none of these things in Arkansas, you can't apply for any housing. Okay. If you're not white. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's clearly written over there in Arkansas. If you're not white, it's not going to go your way. Okay? Now, I'm not hating on white folks. I'm just saying this is straight out discrimination. So when we start to have our Black communities, that's okay. We could be separate. But when we start to have our Black communities, I don't want to hear no complaints because this is what's happening. Founders Eric Orwell, a classical musician with a controversial past, including a stint in adult films, and Peter Cesar, a musician with legal trouble abroad, frame it as a private members association, arguing that it gives them legal cover under freedom of association and certain religious group exemptions. Okay, fine. Have your freedom of religious group. It's no problem. Have your groups, but you guys know what you're doing. Let's not play yourselves. Don't try to put in, oh, it's a group. It's this and that. And it. We know exactly what you're doing. Everybody of any type of skin color, even the white folks who have Black children, the white folks who have Latino kids, they know exactly what you're talking about. It's very clear. Now, their rhetoric is steeped in racist and anti-Semitic ideology. It's just very clear. Members have praised Hitler and the KKK. The group draws from white supremacist networks, platforms, and ideology, point blank. Okay, it's factual news. Okay? The initiative has gathered a significant funding, over $330,000 in land sales and $185,000 through crowdfunding via Give, Send, and Go, with donations displaying white supremacist slogans. Okay, you got folks out there and they're showing up there, you know, their swastika signs and all of these things going on, all this racism. If they can hang Black people again, they'll hang us all. I'm serious about this now. Us Black folks, we need to come together, and it can't be just talk. It can't just be YouTube. It can't just be Facebook. Black folks, we got to come together. If these folks out here in Arkansas, if they can hang us all, they will hang us by a tree right now. They will hang our Black asses by a tree right now. We got to come together, Black folks. And we got to come together, everybody who believes in democracy and fairness. We got to all come together, because half of y'all white people out there, y'all kids are half Black. Some of y'all out there. A lot of y'all out there. A lot of y'all have kids are Latino. Okay? Then we have us Black folks. We need to start to gather together. We need to start to route together. All us brown folks, all us Asian folks, everybody, we need to route together, because this is serious. In Arkansas, they're doing this. They're trying to take us way back, and we can't allow them to go too far. They're going too far. Now, expansion plans are reportedly underway, not only more in Ozark sites, but also developments in Missouri and the Appalachian region. Anybody who knows their history, we know we're not surprised about Missouri. We're not surprised about Arkansas. When they throw Kentucky on the map, when they throw Tennessee on the map, we won't be surprised. When Alabama gets thrown on the map, we won't be surprised, will we? Only if you don't know your history, you'll be surprised. When they throw Mississippi on the map, you know Mississippi about to jump on with Arkansas. You know they about to be on the map for sure. Mississippi not gonna miss out. Mississippi is the house. They are the land of the racist. Okay, they ready for it. Okay, so Black folks, y'all better start shipping up north. Y'all better start shipping up north, because they can't get everywhere. They want to get all the Democrat states, but they can't get everywhere. So us Black folks need to start shitting up to the north, because we see that the South is starting to go back again. Now, here's the legal and political responses to all of this. Because now that the South want to go back again, us folks, we need to stand up strong. Us colored folks need to stand up strong, because that's how they want to put us, in category of colored folks. So we're going to be Black, Latino, Asian, Indian. We're going to be all of us strong. Because here's the legal and political response to what Arkansas is doing right now. Attorney General Tim Griffin has stated that so far there is no indication any state or federal laws have been violated. So, of course, their attorney general is going to protect them with these white supremacist groups, and they're going to continue to open more and more, and then everybody else in the South going to jump onto it. Oklahoma going to jump onto it. All of them folks going to jump onto it. All those racist states are going to jump onto it. However, civil rights advocates, civil rights advocates, including ACLU and Arkansas Legislative Black Caucus, strongly disagree. They argue that the project clearly violates the Civil Rights Act of 1866 and the Fair Housing Act of 1968, which unequivocally prohibit housing discrimination based on race, religion, sexual orientation, etc., with no exceptions. Point blank. Now, the DOJ's Civil Rights Division has been referred the matter by the Eastern District of Arkansas, though no formal action has been announced yet, but something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. So remember, here's a quick snapshot of what we're talking about right now. The Return to the Land group in Arkansas, Ravenden, Arkansas, Ozark Mountains, 160 acres worth. You must be white. You must be heterosexual. You must pass the genealogical and background screening if you want to apply for any housing or anything there. Okay? There's a legal stance by developers structured as private membership claim a legal exemption, and the state is defending them. So you know it's just going to get worse. Okay? There's a likely violation of multiple civil rights statutes. Some investigations are underway right now. Okay? They're getting crowdfunding, $330,000 in land sales, $185,000 in via crowdfunding. Okay, this is awful. People are funding this. People are interested in having this racism spread. Okay, and this is the plan for expansion all the way out to Missouri, all the Appalachian sites. This is awful. This is awful, and this shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be happening. For that reason, I'm going to ask you all, if you're Black, if you're Latino, if you're Asian, if you're Indigenous, if you're queer, I need you to listen up. This isn't paranoia. It's plainly about race. We must call it what it is. Segregation, racism. We can't let this spread. This channel, War Notes, is your front line for truth. So please, if you're interested in doing so, please subscribe, share, and stay vigilant. Because if this passes without pushback, it is a warning shot to every state. It's a warning shot. And it can only get worse from here. This is the calm, everyone, before the storm. This is the calm before the storm. I thank you all for listening, and you all have a beautiful and blessed evening.